Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Shortened schedule kind of puts us behind, and I want you guys to be able to start on your homework and ask questions if you have them. So let's take a look at the first one here. So on our note sheet, we took down some notes at the very bottom of our sheet that gave us 3 steps. The first step it says for us to do is simplify or find each square root into simplest form. So that's the materials that we learned last week. So in order to simplify each square root, we have to find the factors of 200. So Kaylon, what's the factors of 200 here?
102, 10 and 10, 5 and 2. You circle those 2, and then you do another 5 and 2. And you circle those 2.
Okay, and don't forget to come up here and circle your 2 up here. Okay, and then for 50.
50, you do 5 and 10. You circle the 5, and then you go 5 and 2. And then you circle the 2 and the 5.
Okay. So we're not quite done with simplifying each square root. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop down right underneath. I'm going to put my equal sign and my first square root sign. Now my first square root sign is for all the prime numbers that I circled from the Radican 200. I'm going to put them in order from least to greatest. So what's that going to look like, Kaylon?
It's going to be 2. This will be 3.
No, wait.
Twos.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Then it's going to be 2 5s.
Then from here, I look at my operation sign, which is addition. So I go ahead and bring that operation sign. And then I put in my next square root sign for the square root of 50. What are the numbers that I put under for the square root of 50?
One is 1 2. And it's 2 5. And then
All right, stop. Good. Good. From here, what's the next step I do, Danielle? I'm going to circle my pairs and show that the pair cancels with the square root for each square root. Then I drop down and I rewrite each of the square roots into simplest form. So for this square root right here, what 2 numbers moves to the outside? What 2 numbers move to the coefficient? 2 and 5. Okay, so you guys could either write 2 times 5, or you could go ahead and just simplify that from the beginning. So what's 2 times 5? 10. And then what do I have stuck in the Radican yet that I did not use? The 2. Okay, again, I bring down my operation sign, and then I go to the square root of 50. So what's my new coefficient going to be? 5. Square root 2. Good. Now, so that's all of step 1. So basically, we have now simplified each square root. So step 2 says what? Nope, not yet. What's step 2 say to do? Good. So add like or combine like terms. Now, like terms are going to be based on the Radican, the inside number. Are these Radicans the same?
Yes.
Yeah. So when we combine like terms, that means the Radicans are the same, and then we add the coefficients together. So if I add my coefficients together, what does that equal? If I add my coefficients together, what does that equal? What are my coefficients here?
10 and 5 equals 15.
So yeah, so 10 plus 5 is 15. Then my Radican stays the same. So my Radican stays square root 2 and box it. Now, Damon was saying, put them in order from least to greatest. Well, when we only end up with 1 term, we don't really have to worry about that. But the next one, we will.
I thought we didn't add them.
You add them if they have the same Radicans, if they're like terms. If they don't, then you put them in order from least to greatest based on the Radican. What's that? Oh, yeah, we'll get it in just a second. That's all right, not a big deal. Okay, I don't expect you to do perfect on your homework assignment, okay, because it's practice. Now, what I want perfection is the quiz. Okay, let's look at the back one. So the back one's a little bit longer. So we're going to go through, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to simplify each of these square roots. So what are the factors for 45, Michael?
3, 15.
Okay.
3, 5.
Do you want to do 18 as well? No? Deja, 18. What are the factors of 18? That works.
You do 2 and 9.
Okay. And you could also do 2 and 9. Okay. For 6, Deja?
2 and 3.
Okay. What about for 80, David?
8 and 10.
Keep going.
And then 4 and 2.
Okay.
And then circle 2. 2 and 2. Circle. And 10. 5 and 2. Circle low.
Because they're prime. Good. Now, 2. Can I factor 2? Or is 2, the square root of 2 already in simplest form?
2 already.
Yeah, it's already in simplest form. So now I'm going to drop down. So I'm going to put my equal sign. What goes under for my square root of 45, Danielle?
3 times 3 times 5.
Okay, what operation sign do I bring down?
Oh,
Wait.
Okay.
No. That's not right. Oh, yes, it is.
Then I bring down my square root sign. What do I... Oh, that is a horrible square root sign. What do I put under my square root for 18? Anybody?
2 times 3 times 3.
Good. What operation sign do I bring down?
80
Operation add, plus, multiply, divide.
times. Minus.
There we go. Then I bring down a square root sign. What goes under this one for 80?
2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5.
Nice. Operation sign?
Operation. Circle pairs.
No. So after the 80, what's this operation sign?
Plus.
So I bring that down, and then what's the last thing I bring down?
Square root.
Of?
2.
Yeah, because I couldn't do anything with that. Now, after doing all that, I can go through and I can circle my pairs. It's a lot of work.
I don't know what y'all doing.
You'll get it. Or at least I hope you will.
All right.
Give yourself some credit. I promise you, once you get in the habit of doing it, it should be all right. Okay, so now I circle my pairs. I canceled each pair with the square root. So because square and square root are inverse operation, that cancels and moves to the coefficient. So when I go to rewrite the square root of 45 in simplest form, it's going to be what? What's my coefficient?
3
Square root.
square root 5
Bring down my operation sign. Plus.
plus
Okay, what's this one going to be, Jair? What's the square root of 18 in simplest form going to be? What's your coefficient? Square root what?
2.
Yeah, you did too know. Why do you shrug your shoulders? Operation sign I bring down, it's the minus. Okay, Danielle. Ooh, I'm giving you a tricky one. I've called on you a lot. Kelly, I haven't heard from you today. What's my coefficient going to be for the square root of 80? And? Well, wait.
No, 2 times 2.
Which is?
4.
Square root.
Oh, 5.
Nice. And then what do I bring down? What do I bring down out that plus? And then the last thing I bring down is?
2. Just a lonely 2.
But not just a lonely 2. That's not right how I have it written. Square root, yeah. Okay, now this is where we're going to have to look at our like terms. Our like terms are based on the radicans. So we need to find the radicans that are the same. Now, we also probably want to do step 2 and 3 here together at the same time. So we probably want to go ahead and look at the smallest radicans first. So what's my smallest radicans here, you guys?
It's 2. No, it's 3.
Square root 2 and 2. Now remember, we always look at the operation sign in front of it. So it's going to be plus 3 square root 2 plus square root 2. Now, the square root 2 is by itself. So how do I combine coefficients if the square root of 2 doesn't have a coefficient?
You can't. You just combine them in
No, you can. Anytime a variable is by itself, what number value do we give it? What do we put up in front of that variable to give it a number value? A 1. So anytime a square root is by itself, we can go ahead and put a 1 in the coefficient spot. Uh-huh. So, as Damon just said, because the radicans are the same, we're going to go ahead and combine our coefficients. So, positive 3 plus 1 is, so we have
I've never
4 square root what?
2.
2, because the radicants don't change. Then my second like terms here are what, you guys?
Over 3 square root 5 and minus
Yes.
4 square root 5.
Okay, because you're looking at the radicants. What inside numbers are the same? See, like terms are going to be based on the inside numbers. Then to combine them or to solve, you add or subtract your coefficients. So now we're going to look at our coefficients. So you guys don't have colored pencils. So what I would do, draw straight lines under the like terms and then squiggly lines on the other two. Just do, like, I'm a visual learner. That's why I love the colors. I know I'm combining red with red. So you guys could easily draw a squiggly line for this one and had a straight line for that one to show. So now I'm going to take 3 minus 4 and get what? Say it again. -1 square root 5. And box it. Now if you look, it's in order from least to greatest based on my radicants. Nice job. Nice job.